Tonight's forecast is sponsored by Ashbrook Audiology, where relationships matter.
It's good to have you with us here on this Monday as we are saying farewell to February. It has been fairly okay to us, actually. Nothing too extreme, minus maybe one or two small winter events. And pretty much every week we begin to see a warm up and then cool down. This week's going to look a little different, actually. We're not going to go from one extreme to the other. We're actually going to kind of be moderating through the rest of the week. And of course, we're going to begin with sunshine here later on today as you're beginning your end of the night as you're heading home from work, maybe, or coming off of some school or something. You should be okay. Maybe to get outside and do some homework on the patio or dinner as well. Temperatures will begin to stay in the 40s and remain clear overnight, as overnight lows will go from the 30s to the mid or 40s to the low to mid 30s as well. So a nice and calm evening is expected. No wind will be causing any concerns out there either. As you make your way on your Tuesday, an uptick in the temperatures. Again, nothing too extreme just yet, but it's going to make a gradual warm up as well, making our daytime highs in the mid 60s. There will be a southwest breeze out there, so a little bit of the breezy side, and that also has prompted an increased fire threat for the region because we're not expecting much rainfall this week either. So it's going to be a dry week in the making, and our concern for that is with dry air. We'll also see low humidity, and our dew points won't be as moist in the atmosphere. So our overnight lows are going to be, or our daytime highs rather, are going to be warm. We're going to see a more of a wind flow here again, as our daytime highs are going to be pretty warm, and that is one of the few setups that we could see an increased fire danger. Overall area highs, again, Martinsville coming in at 65, 64 Rocky Mount, same story over there in Ferrum along Route 40, 55 in Meadows-Vaden, closer to the inner hills of the Patrick County outside of Ararat. Just keep that in mind. 63 outside of Stewart near Patrick Springs. So a beautiful day for everybody tomorrow. No rain. Again, that southwest breeze will be out there from time to time. So do keep that in mind as you're making things to be out and about. If you have some outdoor activities tomorrow, maybe you may want to, go ahead and go as planned with them. I'm not saying to go ahead and cancel them, but again, just do note that it will be breezy from time to time. Making our way up towards the upcoming week. Again, like I did say, limited rain chances this week. Not much precipitation is expected. So again, we could use a drying out for a few days, as we had been seeing last week, mostly wet conditions for our area. Temperatures for our Wednesday, very nice, 70 degrees right there with a low of 46. So well above the daytime average high for March, where we should be seeing our daytime highs in the mid to low 50s. So we're running about 10 to 15 degrees above where we should be for Wednesday. Wednesday going into Thursday, it's looking still warm. We're going to begin to see wind coming in again. Just keep that in mind. Our highs near 70. So, however, though, we do have a cold front that'll begin to kind of set up and push through the area coming up for a Friday. We'll see mild temperatures start the day. Then again, throughout the day, we may see those temperatures somewhat falling as we have a cold front coming through for our Saturday, seeing highs of near 70. Right now, it's looking overcast, nothing to be concerned with heavy rain moving in just yet. However, though, there's a setup, an active pattern coming in our area beginning the end of the weekend and going into next week. I'll talk more about that as we get closer to that as well. But in the meantime, enjoy the next several days. Lots of sunshine. There's going to be that breeze out there both tomorrow and on Wednesday, as well as on Thursday, too. We'll just keep the eye on that fire danger. So remember, bird ban that does continue till after until the end of April. You will have to do anything until after 4 p.m. Of course, remember there's that class 3 misdemeanor and of course a $500 fine, which obviously money is not easy to come by, as some would say these days. So just keep that in mind. If you are going to be doing any burning, just remember late in the evening hours. That is typically when we lose a lot of that concern for a fire threat. But again, open grills are fine. If you're doing any small bonfires, you should be okay with those. Other than that, there's only 2 exceptions. You should be doing any burning. Obviously, as you know, this is the time of year where we do begin to see those burn bans become a bit of an issue as we head towards this upcoming spring season, which does begin roughly 22 days away is the first of spring. So, or 21 days away, I shall say. So, as you know, Luis has posted that little calendar countdown. He's ready for the warm weather, and I'm sure most of us are at this point as well. Are we done with the snow? Right now, there's not much indication of a big snow moving in anytime soon, or is there a big cool down either. So keep in mind that if you have any plans maybe later in the month of March, just kind of stay with us. We'll keep you updated, which is locally. Typically, when we get towards March, we have a higher sun angle in the sky because of our longer daylight hours. And then again, we have the transition from the vernal equinox coming up for spring. And typically it gets a little harder for us to get those snows as we are marching through this coming month. So just keep that in mind as you're making your plans the upcoming few weeks. But again, beautiful weather as we make our way towards the upcoming week as well. Obviously, I want to end on a note here, as you much of everybody has been aware that this has been a very stressful few days, not only for here in America, but of course our friends and our allies here in the United States over there and Ukraine and Belarus. A lot of things have unfolded with that war against Russia. Again, we're sending our thoughts and prayers with you all out there. Just a horrific incident on top of a pandemic. Now we have a war to be dealing with now across the Eastern Hemisphere there. Just again, just awful things have been seen over the weekend. And remember, our thoughts and prayers are with you all out towards that area. So if you have folks maybe out there, you may want to send them a text or call them if they have telephone service. I know some of the telephone services have been down out there, but of course it looks like some of that's beginning to come back up. But if you know folks out there, check up on them, make sure they're okay, and things of that nature. So once again, a historic week is in the making. So on that note, I bid you all a farewell. Do stick around with us. We appreciate your company. For all of our viewers from Martinsville, Hendry County, Chatmoss Cable, Patrick, and Franklin County, we thank you so very much for watching, including you here on social media. Do stick around. More news will continue. I'm going to turn things back over to Luis after a few sponsors as they go on to commercial break.
Your BTW21 weather forecast is sponsored by Zentmeyer Chiropractic.